Well, we're back. It died. I don't know. I don't even know how much of my commentary you heard there. I was just rambling away, really. We will go back in. It was a memory crash. Chrome crashed, OBS crashed, and Guild Wars crashed all together at the same time. And I'm not sure why. I'll probably put both of these up on WP2. We're definitely going to finish the Skyscale Rift here. Yeah, the last thing you heard was Dark Artist. Yeah, you could have like Dark Artist, which would be like all different kinds of black magic and voodoos and scourges and shit like that. And I think I said as well, you could have like roguey characters like Tomb Raiders, and adventurers would have like fortune hunters and stuff like that. I think that could be really good. But my vision of like a perfect RPG and really good class design, they're actually quite simplistic. They're more akin to like single specializations that you'd have in Guild Wars. And that's enough to call a whole class to me if you present it right, if you pad it out right. So yeah. Right. Where was this last one? Did I just do the last one? Yeah, I did. Oh, okay, so hold on. I don't know, alright, we just got the Alolan one to do now. I've got to reopen all my tabs. They all crashed. They all died. You want a Mansa? What was I going to do? Current, reality rifts. I hope it doesn't crash again. Well, we get pre-steering music. I've always thought that having this music on this map was a really weird choice for the devs. It's basically what they've done here is they've put really early Guild Wars 1 music at what was the initial end of Guild Wars 2. That's what they've done here. I don't know whether this is meant to be an Easter egg or what, but I feel like it just dilutes like that experience of being in pre, doesn't it, to a certain degree? Okay, so the Cursed Shore on this list is C. So we go to Brisbane's done, Bloodtide's done, Blaze Ridge is done, Bure is done. I don't understand. What map have I missed? It's some Alolan map. There's 3 of them in an Alolan map. Now I should just look and think. Now we did Vabi. We did the Desolation. I think the Riverlands is the one. Oh, hold on. The Crystal Oasis I don't remember ever doing anything in. Let's see the Crystal Oasis. Yeah, there's 3 there. Okay, yeah, this is the one. So we go to Tawia Rock first. Is Farmer a viable generic class, or would it need specific mechanics to hook into the game uniquely like Grimrock 2 did? Yeah, personally, I don't actually have... In my perfect game-like idea, I don't actually have a sense of like a farmer. To me, there's a distinction between like a combat class or an adventuring style as opposed to a job for a living. And sometimes they get a little bit confused. So, for example, bards. I know that, like, in D&D, and a lot of people are used to the idea of playing a bard. But I think in my perfect MMO, my perfect RPG, there wouldn't be a bard class. Because to me, that's not an expression of adventuring or combat and battle as much as it is, okay, this is how I earn my cash, right? And I get that if you're, like, a mercenary for hire, you're obviously getting cash by adventuring and all that kind of stuff. I get that these lines are blurred, but there's something like farmers and bards and, like, acrobats and stuff like that that I feel like I'm not fully on board with, and I probably wouldn't indulge in that. Maybe acrobat you can get away with, because I can't imagine some sort of... I don't know that. But yeah, I mean, I like the whole bard idea. It's just not quite compelling enough for me, I don't think. Yeah, I get the idea of having music magic, but I would theme that more heavily around the magician elements of it, you know, and the spell casting elements of it. When I think bard, I don't really think, you know, proper like spell cast. I know they are casting spells. I know they are empowering people. I get the theory of a bard before people get too offended. There's something about it that doesn't quite fit the mold to me. It obviously depends what kind of world you've got and what kind of, you know, setting and characters populate it.
Drakes are eating all the fish.
If you're going to do world building or fantasizing about this stuff, you can do whatever you want. You know, I almost believe in like a farmer class just so that you can have something wielding a scythe that isn't also dark artist themed, right? That isn't some kind of black mage or reaper or whatever, you know. Or Dervish, I suppose, if you're looking more at Guild Wars. Whirling Dervish. I mean, if you think about it, Dervish is just kind of like a dancer, really. And you can find ways to package that into any kind of combat classification you like. Being guided in these is so good. Okay, this is weird because these, I don't know, the color of it seems strange. This one's also very good. This would probably be in my top 10. I love this place. I think the view in here is really incredible. Yeah, I think so. If someone just mentioned like Sona from League of Legends, I think if you were thinking of RPGs and classes and stuff, I think League of Legends is really, really inspirational because each of their champions is kind of like its own little class, right? And that speaks to me in so many ways, especially about the scope and how much you need to include to have a satisfying class, so to speak. Like, if I think about, like, designing a Blood Mage, right? Like, it's very easy to look at Vladimir from League and draw so much inspiration from that, you know? And, like, what skill animations might look like and what areas of design you might go into for a Blood Mage, and it's really, really awesome. League is like almost inexhaustible as well. Neat out of combat abilities could include climbing, moving heavy objects, light spells, reading minds. Well, the idea of my perfect game, I would have a there would be two forms of progression you're essentially going through as you play the game. One is class progression, right? You're becoming stronger in combat. You're learning new spells, higher tiers of spells, stuff like that, right? Or skills or whatever, right? But I would also have, like, parallel to that, there's another form of progression going on, and I would call that exploration progression. And I wouldn't have that be class-specific necessarily, but that would be learning to run faster, jump higher, climb ladders, swing on ropes, you know, clear underbrush, basically kind of like the Guild Wars 2 mastery system versus elite specialization system. I think, but imagine them much better implemented, much broader, much more present as you go through the game. And of course, everything I've said to you on today's stream, I'm imagining a side-scrolling MMO. Sorry, but I really am. Because I think it's the ultimate way to make the best MMO possible on a budget. This is so cool! Look how high we are! Dude. And the colors as well. It's a great idea. I love this, WP. Don't have me speaking too quick. Look, we'll try to become big and successful on YouTube in the 2020s, okay? And then I'll invest it into a game, okay? And you'll be able to play it in the 2030s. How about that? That could be our lifelong ambition, all right? That's what the Wooden Potatoes community is working towards. Jump off and Griffin. Well, I'll Griffin to the last one. Should be over here. I hope we don't crash. Look at this. Such a beautiful game. Oh, is it actually in here? Or is it way out in the back corner? I bet it's out in the back corner. Damn, our mastery almost came back up. Let me just check, yeah. You miss isometric MMOs? There are no RPGs? Dude, I'm telling you now, I believe in a split isometric side-scrolling MMO. So essentially, like, interiors and small areas are from an isometric perspective, but most of the, like, questing and actual fighting and combat and stuff is side-scrolling. But one of the problems with the side-scrolling MMO format is social areas. Everyone's just, like, all in the same plane of existence, spammed up, pressed against one another. So what if, like, taverns and towns and cities and shops and guilds and shit like that, they were isometric, but non-combat zones, and then all the combat stuff was side-scrolling? I really believe in that. And I talked about Little Big Adventure a few times to people, because obviously that's my end-slate music. People who have actually played Little Big Adventure 2 will be more than familiar with how well you can mix a 3D realized game with an isometric game. That game had, like, isometric dungeons and interiors and stuff, but when you went into the exterior world, it was a different format of game. It was a fully 3D game. I'm proposing a similar thing. I really believe in it. It worked very, very well. I find both the isometric perspective and the side-scrolling perspective way more immersive and potential. There's more potential in them to do like really cool and exciting and profound things with games that you don't actually get from fully 3D rendered environments. So I love a game that kind of has a split of the two. I think it would be so good. And that's really important as well for like direction. A pure 2D, a pure side-scrolling experience, in terms of navigation, you can easily get lost. Like, you can't move around the world map easily or whatever. Am I going north? Am I going west? Am I going south? Am I going east? It can be kind of tricky. But if you actually split end of zones up with isometric, you know, top-down perspectives where you can go, you can literally then see, okay, if I go left, then the next map I'll be moving on will be west to east or east to west. If I'm going up and down in these sections, then I know I'm going north-south. Like, you can more intelligently link maps together instead of like the more blobby way you see games like MapleStory do it, where that sense of exploration really breaks down. I'm telling you guys, I have the perfect format. Have I ever played Hades? It's a great isometric roguelike. No, I haven't. Anyway, that was the big moment. There it is. 25 AP from Ruler of the Skies. We've still got a ways to get our 40k chest. But this is pretty nice. So we've got all the current ones. Tarnished Coast, Shiver Peak. Thanks so much for all the help to everyone. Most recently, obviously, we have Everman G here. F-Ba, you've done amazing there. Thank you so much. You've really, really helped. But not just you, the earlier days as well. The guys filling these out on the wiki have been extremely useful. It took us quite a few days to do it, but very satisfying. I've enjoyed this a lot. It's nice to have another Explorer thing going on. 25 AP. Scales, claws, wings, crown. And there you have it. So, tomorrow, we will... Okay, so... The day of the week is Friday. I'm thinking on Monday, I will try a Lord of the Rings Online week. I'll have a very definite and specific idea on that over the next 2 streams. We're going to do Master up until Monday. And if I really like the idea of the Lord of the Rings, like do it for a week, and you guys are actually interested in it, I'll put a YouTube video up announcing it, and we'll see where that goes. You know, that could be good. And then we'll be back to Master afterwards, and we'll keep going towards the 270 days. Hopefully that sounds alright. I don't know whether that was just like a passing fancy, everyone's enthusiasm for that yesterday. But we'll see. More on that and all the other plans and stuff tomorrow. But thanks, guys, for watching Master. Sorry about this last 12 minutes that got locked off, causing a double upload over on Wooden Potatoes 2. But I do appreciate you all. And I'll be back tomorrow. Can the stream play along, or do you want to play it on your own? No, people can play along, for sure. Unless it, like, destroys my experience, but I doubt that will happen. How many Lord of the Rings Online players do I have at the moment? I mean, it's free, by the way. Like, what you saw me playing in that video was free. So, yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much. And I will see you next time. Ta-ta. Tomorrow. Same time every day. Oh, also, what time is it? In half an hour, you get another episode of The Elder Scrolls. See you over there.